Yo, 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 what's up, y'all? Welcome to another week of Taking High Ground Fridays. We are happy to be here on the eve of the Fortnite Grand Finals, FNCS. We talk sweatskins. It also was a small thing with PSA and One Piece cards that I think Dylan would be interested in and see how he stands on that. But other than that, we also have recent pickups. There's no verses this week, but we'll double it up next week. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting night, and we'll talk about everything in between as well. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm glad you mentioned that because I'm excited about that.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, yes,
Mm,
finally, Dylan
No,
can come over to the PSA dark side. They got
Nah,
him.
stay over there, bro. What you mean?
I
No, that's
would be
dope.
lying. I'd be lying if I was like if I didn't go check to see what the cost was for that membership. I was like, was it $99? I can remember I had to go and check. I was like, dang,
Yeah,
150. Maybe I could
yeah,
just.
yeah.
I was like, oh dang. Um,
May 30th.
Let
We
me
got
just
till
say.
May 31st though.
No, I was like, dang, that was kind of
Yeah,
cool. I had to
it is
say,
dope. It is dope.
what's up, JT Nichols? Is that
What's up,
Jerry
y'all?
JRY? Warfighter JL Richard Matthew. What's going on, guys?
What's
No,
up?
let's stay on that for a minute for the PSA
Yeah.
thing. It's like I do love how PSA does the magazines.
Mm-hmm.
Although we've transitioned away from like me, at least you and I have for the most part away from sports.
Mm-hmm.
I still liked looking through the magazines, just like
Yeah,
we talked about that before. Them doing a TCG, or it wasn't just TCG, it's also like non-sports, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
So I'm hoping to see some Fortnite in there. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
I don't know what's gonna be in there. Um, but dang, them doing like the Koro thing where they throw it in a card, an exclusive
yeah,
card.
yeah,
I think that's super dope.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think that's cool.
no, I thought this was dope, and it was kind of ironic because Dylan legit rocks with One Piece, so I thought it was funny that that was the first rolled out one with Bandai. That's how you say that, right? Is it
Yeah,
Bandai? Okay, with
I believe
Bandai,
so. As far as
and
I
that
know.
yeah, and that obviously it's a couple different TCGs that's along with Bandai. I believe Dragon Ball is with them as well. I don't know anybody
A
else.
lot of the anime
Yeah,
ones are with
I
Bandai.
thought so. I thought so. But this was interesting nonetheless. I think the interesting part about it though is that Dylan brought it up. The fact that they separated it, they separate sports with the new magazine for TCG, and I believe non-sports. Don't quote me on that, but I think they might factored it under entertainment. But I thought that was interesting as well, especially because I was watching an interview with Nat Turner, and he was saying how it's like TCG is thriving, like when it comes to grading, not just with them as well. Like it's just in general. He even brought up like CGC and stuff like that, obviously. But yeah, man, it's interesting. I wish we was a part of this wave that's going on with these animations, but we'll be there eventually.
Yeah, it would be dope to if I had that membership. I'm not gonna go out and get the membership because like I'm not really gonna.
Yeah,
I
you'll
don't
be all right.
foresee. Yeah, I'm not gonna. So like what I would grade it with tag because I have a One Piece card here where that in my grade pile.
Mhm.
Show you guys. So I would grade it with tag. So I am gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna go out and buy it. Like it really for me, the One Piece it has to be a cool card that I really dig. Like this is the one I have that I can't wait to get graded. Um, but if I had the membership,
Yeah,
or like if I was planning to grade,
yeah,
right? Let's say like at the national, right?
mhm.
Dang, I would go and buy that joint. I think that's
Yeah,
so smart.
yeah,
No, I like what they did with that for sure. Um, like JL says, trying to hate PSA. It's hard. They're doing a great job. I
but
think that was a really smart partnership, and
yeah,
I agree, Warfighter.
me too,
I was having this
me too.
conversation, and if Tag was doing something like this,
hmm
I think I'd be a little bit more pressed to get the membership. They've only done 100,000 cards. PSA does what a month? A
Millions,
million,
1.2
1.2
around
million.
on
So
average. Yeah.
how many users are signed up for that?
hmm
It's gonna be a lot of cards. Unless like, is it you have to? Can you only select one? Isn't there multiple magazines?
Oh yeah, it has multiple magazines. So you do this. You either pick the sports or you pick the TCG. So that might cut it.
So they would.
That might be smaller than we think.
So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So like, if you have to select the CCG, maybe it is smaller than we think. If
hmm
most people move over to that, I'm not too worried. I probably can pick up the card at least raw. if I
Yeah,
wanted to for less.
yeah,
But I haven't bought. I've only bought One Piece card. I bought packs to open. I'd much
yeah.
rather have received it as like a benefit than have to
Hmm.
go out and buy it. But man,
Right. It kind of defeats the purpose in that aspect.
yeah, yeah. Unless it was like a
Yeah.
specific card of like one of my favorite characters. Um,
Mm,
but no, it's very cool. And the fact they chose One Piece, like I hope they
yeah.
do Fortnite. I really like it. It's like the Koro thing.
Yeah, bro. That was dope. That was dope to see. Especially with it being One Piece. Sorry about that, Jo. That is that's not a light surgery there, man. Hope you recover fast.
Sheesh. Yeah, yeah. Good luck with that. I'm still. I don't know if I told you. I'm like on the fence now about the
Yeah.
national. I'm trying to work it out, but I'll keep you guys updated if I do end up going. Um, it's getting tight over here.
Yeah, no, bro. You know, we get it. Talking about that on the side, but yeah, man, is whatever. You know, the thing is that it's always gonna be another national. It's always gonna be other moments to link up and things like that. And if THG keeps growing, well, you know, it's gonna be things that's under our umbrella either way. So we'll be good.
Facts. Yeah. But man, whew, I'm glad you brought that up because I almost forgot
Yeah,
about talking about that.
yeah,
That was really exciting. I was gonna ask you, what are you gonna
yeah,
do with your card? Because you're signed up, aren't you?
yeah, yeah. I'm signed up.
Are
Yeah,
you
so
gonna do you get the
what's
sports version or do you always go for the TCG
no,
version?
I'll go.
Or
Well,
is it
it's
not
only
every month?
no, it's so this is only the second month. The first month was last month. This is the second month. But I switched over because they gave you the option. They gave sent you
Mhm.
the email to pick, and so I switched over to TCG only because I to be honest, what I like about the PSA magazine is more so just the layout of it. I really don't care
Yeah.
about the stories in there. I really I mean I care about the stories in there, but I like the layout more. So I just went switched to the TCG side.
Yeah, it is expensive to go and it is
Mhm.
time consuming, but I had a blast.
Yeah, it's
Um,
fun.
an online THG card show. I like it. I like it a
I
lot.
like that a lot. I do.
Hosted on our own Fortnite island.
There you go. That'll be fire.
That would be dope. We'll have to work
Mm.
that out.
Yeah, we have
Once
to
we
think
hit a
about that
thousand,
one. Yeah.
once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we might have to do something like that.
Yo, this
Show
is
off your
kind of
cards on
no
live.
lie, Curry. This is kind of fire, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
That's a real good idea. Yeah, we'll talk about that one.
Yeah,
We have to brainstorm in the Discord. That's what we're gonna have to do. That's kind of
yeah,
fire.
yeah. I like it. If you want to have a table and get some airtime, you gotta
Yeah,
be
that's
a premium
fire.
member. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
That takes like all the cost out of it. I like that.
Hmm.
That's a really good. That's a really good idea.
I like that idea.
We're gonna talk about that. Let's talk about
Yeah.
that in the Discord.
Yeah.
Um, Dang, now you got my head moving. Don't give me too many crazy ideas on the lives because I just go crazy thinking about these things.
Membership gives
Um,
yeah, that's kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
Huh.
membership automatically gets you a table for sure, and a page on the website.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Dang, we
That's
about to
kind of
change the
crazy.
whole market, guys.
That's kind of crazy.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Richard said he loves the national. It was great last year. Yeah, I mean, I really want to go. If I didn't go to the national last year, I would have never seen Tag,
Hmm.
and Tag really did it for me in person.
Yeah.
This year, I'd be stopping at Tops and Fanatics,
Hmm.
and who knows what you'll find. I did go to a card show with Black Ash not too long ago, and I had a blast there too. Um, we've had some Series 3 megas.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I don't go, I'm gonna miss something.
Which
I don't
is,
know.
yeah, it's yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that it just has to make sense when it makes sense. Best way to put it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but no, now I'm excited about the doing the online one.
Yeah.
All right,
No,
do you have
that's
anything
heavy.
else you want?
Well, I just obviously we can transition into the conversation, but I'll start it off with the FNCS Grand Finals is tomorrow, which means there's only I think is it one more grand final after this, and then it's the it's the global championship. But it's interesting. JT brought it up. I think he brought it up in the Discord, and we also talked about it. I think over the past 2 weeks, marketing is not top tier right now, man. It's not. But hopefully that changes. But I'm excited for FNCS. Y'all know I love that. Uh, I don't think it can
So
rival these basketball playoffs, but it's gonna be fun.
here's the interesting thing. I don't follow it, right?
Hmm.
That closely, right? I play ranked and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like unless you're like following it online on like YouTube or like
Yeah.
however you're following it, I've seen nothing about it.
Hmm.
Me personally, without like,
Yeah.
talking to you and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, like you said, marketing non-existent, even in game.
Hmm.
Like that wouldn't be too hard. Like these are the people who like you think they'd want to market it to the players in game. Like, hey, this competition comes up, this event is coming up. You get nothing like that. At least for ranked,
Yeah.
why
Hmm.
not? Like, why not
Yeah.
show something like that? Like when you die, it shows like a highlight of someone making grand finals or something.
Yeah.
Dang, I should
It's
work for Epic Games. I mean,
is
I don't know. I
I, another thing too that trips me out, I feel, me personally, this is what I feel. I feel that the separation between the 1% and the rest of the gaming community should be there as well. I think that the map should be dedicated for this competition as well. Like, sections like, so for instance, this Mega City, the way Mega City was,
mhm.
there should be a section of the map that you build up to, and it shows like the FNCS, the promotion, and maybe have the posters.
Mm,
It is just standard, bro. It's
that's dope.
standard.
That's a good
It's
idea. Yeah.
it's just so standard right now. It is honestly, it's a little frustrating just across the board when it comes to the marketing, because it feels a little bit too formulaic right now. You know what I mean? And it's if I'm being honest, I think it's an era that's shutting, and we're gonna go into a new era. The new era isn't gonna be bad, but the nostalgia is gonna pick up, because I think Fortnite is gonna look a lot different over the next couple years, where it's a completely different feel.
It's interesting you say that because I was looking at this today, right?
Yeah.
And so we kept this heavy pace of 2 to 3 million average a day,
Hmm.
sometimes as high as five, six.
Yeah.
Um, I know we're coming to the end of a season,
When it
so we have
dies
to take
down
that into
some.
account. You have to take that
Hmm.
into account. But we've reached the levels that we were before the jump back up,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And so like these steady levels,
Yep.
and so we've reached that. Like there's a 900, and that's where we are now. So it's taken us a long time. We had a giant bump up,
Hmm.
but obviously it's getting a little stale, like you said. Um, so hopefully what they have planned is great. I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to seeing what's his name. I'm already forgetting. Donald Mustard was such an easy name to
Oh,
remember. Win
Charlie Win. Yeah.
Charlie Win. I'm really hoping like he has something up his sleeve to keep it. I mean, I always play,
Hmm.
but it feels like it's on a downtrend for sure right now. But it's the end of the season, which is natural.
Yeah. It,
So
it's one of those interesting ones that I think sometimes people I think sometimes people fear a drastic drop with Fortnite, but that I think one thing that the only thing that would affect us is what's affecting us now, and that's no new products, right?
oh
But
yeah.
whatever happens in the game, it
They're
really is.
cemented.
Yeah, it's cemented,
Yeah.
because the whole thing about the collectibles is the nostalgia, is the system that breeds collectability. So what happens in game is very important for us, like that we like to like the everflow. But the only thing that's really hindering us is the lack of actual physical product.
So this is a topic I wasn't going to talk about,
Hmm.
but when people start comparing things,
Hmm.
like it's very important that okay, yes, we're comparing like the 1 million average daily players to
Hmm.
like the 5, 6 million. We're not comparing it to what an actual game is like, an
Right.
average game or a
Right.
really good, successful game is. And because
Hmm.
a million daily players crushes those numbers. So being when you talk about comparison, you have to be very careful not to like confuse yourself, right? Yeah, this is a downtrend for Fortnite right now. But like we said, like if you compare it to any other game, it blows it out of the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like the nostalgia set, like this is what are we going on 7 years
7 years. Yeah.
of success? You know what I mean? So like the nostalgia set, you right?
Hmm.
Now the other thing I wanted to when we were talking about that is this just popped in my head. So when people compare Series 3 cards to Series 2 cards,
Hmm.
so when you're comparing these and like Series 3 is so overprinted, you hear that all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like even if you compare it to like Series 1, like they're saying like how overprinted it is, but they're comparing Series 1 of Fortnite, which is like has the rarest cards out of anything I've ever seen. Like,
Yeah,
how hard is it to pull a holo,
yeah.
right? It's extremely difficult just to pull a holo, much less a crystal shard. So when we're comparing like this, the print run of Series 3, it only feels like that because our hobby is so small right now. And like
Mhm.
you said, it's only so small because we haven't had products in
Yep.
years. So, and just when people are comparing, it's funny listening when people come like, "Oh, this is a small print run." It's like, or no, this is over printed. Like compared to what,
Yeah.
right?
It
Literally compared to what?
and that's a great point you brought up, and obviously we can stay on it for a slight second. I remember when series 3 was like 3, maybe 2, 3 weeks in. Uh Epic Vault, Brian, he did a video talking about how many mega boxes were open already, right? And
Hmm.
that was a great video. The reason why was because it shows you like okay, for instance, there was well over 100 people that opened up 20 mega boxes already within the first month. Like, let's be real. You remember the first week, the numbers was up there. Like, it
Yeah,
was just, it was a drastic difference between l- obviously series 1, but let alone series 2. Like, I mean, series 2 coming out in November compared to just the way series 3 was rolled out and the anticipation. Uh, it was major differences.
yeah,
Like
I
apples to
I
oranges.
agree. So like when it first came out, you knew I was going to have this specific skins,
Yeah.
and I was able to just like I felt like I had to keep buying them.
Mhm.
I was like, there's a focus, there's an elite
Yep.
agent, another focus, elite agent, and I was just buying them every time I saw them. So
Yeah.
that's true.
And think about it. So, like hypothetically speaking, how at that time, how we both, if y'all went back to our video before Series 3 dropped, me and Dylan were both talking about focus. So that's why we're going to use this example. How many focuses did you have during that time? We know the time we're talking about. How many focuses did you have? Like
Um,
plus 10,
11,
plus 10, right? Okay.
at least 11, I think.
So I had 10. I mean, you had 10. I had about 6 to 7. I can't remember if I hit 8. I don't think I hit 8. And we know what like Black Ash had and things like that. That's and then I even know I can't remember who did it, but I know somebody had a lot of sirens, right?
Oh, they
Um
had like 20 sirens.
yeah, yeah. And this
They
is
spelled
it
out
was
siren with
siren with
sirens.
sirens. And this
Yeah, I
was
remember
what
that.
the first month, maybe 2 months, and it was call it
Was it
3.
that yeah, maybe 2
Let's
months.
call it 3. Let's
Yeah.
call it 3. And it was crazy to see the numbers that was happening because so many people were ripping that. It looked so drastic. Midas hit 100 graded. Uh it was I think we did a short on it. It was definitely around like it might have been what was it close to like 6 months, maybe 8 months or something like that. It was pretty crazy, but it was a drastic difference in approach between series 1, series 2 and series 3.
Yeah, it was. And the fact that it's still at retail is I'm happy that there's a product that people can rip
Yes.
at an affordable price. Um like when we're at a show, I go and
Yeah.
buy those. Problem is like people don't see them.
Mhm.
Like it's different. Like if I saw one at a store at Target, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's different than when it's in person versus online. And the fact that I feel like Series 3 and Series 2 is still underrated. I guess
Not
that's the
only
major point.
yeah, and the last thing is like the hard part is that it was backwards. The mega boxes were sold in store, the hobby boxes was sold at hobby shops. At least that's what the product that they could get. If it was reversed and all of us were going to our local card shops to get mega boxes, the response would have been vastly different. That's just
Yeah.
not how it went. So it was a lot of things that kind of made Fortnite unique compared to other collectibles. Besides it being modern and it being rare and scarce, like 90s cards, and then you have the reverse of product with hobby and mega boxes. It was those years were interesting to say the least.
I don't remember them saying it like it was admitted that it was short printed.
Yeah.
I think we got clarification. Not say we, the royal
Mm.
we, got clarification from Panini that they weren't allowed to market it.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know anything about them like admitting the short print, but it's obviously short print based on like they were Target exclusive for the crystal shards
Yeah.
and that term. And if you just look at like the pull rates, that in
Yeah.
itself is kind of like short print in terms, right? Not saying there
Mhm.
wasn't like a whole bunch of packs made, but when you make like one hollow out of
Yeah.
X amount of packs versus
Yeah.
anything else where you get at least a hollow per pack.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's yeah, Jo, try to find that because I don't remember seeing that, but that's just, we don't see everything. So if you find that, that'll be great.
or we forgot because it's
Yeah,
been
it's
it's been
been a while.
it has been a while.
You know.
Um, oh, real quick, one of the things we so if you guys are premium members,
Yes.
you guys are welcome to sign back up. I'll throw this back up here. Um, some of you already have, and we're starting to produce some more content for the exclusive
Mhm.
content. I can show y'all a quick preview for some. We did a live on Wednesdays for the exclusives. So we have some exclusive videos here, and we're gonna keep putting more out there. But if you want to sign up again, we fixed it and it's all ready to go. If you used to be premium, you're not anymore. I haven't changed everybody in the Discord
Mhm.
for the premium chat yet. I'll give you guys some time before I start kicking people out of that. But
Yeah.
I've already deactivated most people, so you have to sign back up. Thank you for those who already have.
Thank you.
Um,
Appreciate it.
yeah, appreciate it. But we were talking about the what do you call it? Wacky packages in that
Yeah.
video.
Mhm.
So I thought I'd share. I guess I'll share that conversation here. Let me see if I can find them again. I think it's called Tops. So real quick, Tops released another Fortnite. What are we calling these? Spoof? What do you call them?
Yeah, me. I don't know. I don't
Not
even know the
a
right word to
meme's
use
not a
for it.
bad meme
Yeah.
is not a bad one. So they're numbered cards. You've seen these in the Facebook group. You've seen people talk about them. So it's another spoof. So I think there's actually three, or no, there's two, right? So there's another one that Bajorno sent me a message about, and it says like what does it say?
Parody. That's the word we were looking for.
Parody. Thank you, Matthew Fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Parody. So there's another one besides this one. I like this one more than the other one because it's mostly Fortnite characters. The other one you can barely tell it's Fortnite characters. I'll try to pull up for here in a second. The interesting thing is that they're numbered. Finally, we have numbered cards. They're not actually Fortnite, they're Fartnite, but we have numbered cards. Um, I didn't think so. I think this one looks this out of 50 looks way better than this one. And we talked about
Mhm.
that. But this one is getting a lot of demand. It's already at $90.
Mhm.
Because it's shorter print, it's 25. So we were talking about what happens when Fortnite cards get numbered cards.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we were saying, who was saying what the demand was going to be, but if Fortnite is already getting to close to $100
10x. 10x it.
for a card that you can barely see, right?
Yeah.
I think this version looks a lot better. It's easier to see, but the fact that this is almost at $100 already,
Mhm.
that's kind of clear. Like if they make a vicious looking actual Fortnite card that is numbered, we were talking about like to 1 to 5 to 10. This is to 25 raw, and it's already being 100 and it's Fortnite. Um, I'm kind of scared to expect what we're gonna see.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not my cup of tea, but it's very interesting to watch and to see what out of 25 and out of 50 does, and just the attention it gets.
Yeah, so I'm kind of the same ballpark. Like I'd like the Garbage Pail Kids one if it was in that like cheaper range, right?
Mhm.
Um, $100 for me is a little steep for the parody. I do like this one more than the other one.
Mhm.
I can't remember what it was. It was Fart Knife, I think.
Mhm.
It didn't even look too much like Fortnite. Like I would have missed it. Um, I like this one that it says I do like a silent but deadly game.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I kind of like that. But I'm kind of with you, Richard, on this one.
yeah. No, I mean, it's gonna be very interesting. It's I'm very anxious to see what happens if we get number cards. I mean, obviously we talked about that over the
The
past couple
Dune,
months. Yeah,
and we talked
but
about it with the Dune cards. We've seen
yeah.
what the Dune ones do,
Mhm.
right? And we've seen what Fart Knife has done.
Yeah.
Fart Knight has done. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be on levels or more expensive than the Dune ones. I also think that we have to look at this as like another box of $80.
Yeah.
So it's looking like, if I had to guess, whatever
Mhm.
Fortnite comes out as, it's going to be more expensive than what we're experiencing with the mega boxes.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to be seeing a $20 mega box. I don't think, or
No.
a $25 mega box. I
And
think that we need to expect a $50 to an $80 product for like the biggest hits.
yeah, because
That's my guess.
no, that's yeah, that's a good point. I mean, based off of what we talked about in the exclusive content, just paraphrasing it. Um if they're just kind of seeing how the market goes, how the hobby reacts, talking about us, that is, the hobby, yeah, I could see them being at a higher price tag than we're used to, and just seeing how it responds. And we know how it's going to respond. Let's be honest, there's not a product price that comes out that some of us will be like, you know what, I'm good, but not all of us are going to be
Y-
that way. The product's
Yeah.
going to sell. It's going to sell. It just doesn't. I don't want them to hear this, so I'm gonna shut up now. But yeah, the product is
Well,
gonna
I
sell
already told them
either
that
way.
I would buy a
Yeah, yeah,
$900 box, so
yeah, yeah. The
you
product is gonna
know,
sell.
yeah, it's definitely gonna sell for sure. I mean, for the Fortnite one, I wonder, if they pay. I'm sure they do. This might be a dumb question, but do they pay attention, and how close do they pay attention to the third party market?
I think you would have to have. I think you would have to have. Put it this way: Top Fanatics definitely pays attention to it. We know
Hmm.
the whole umbrella of it, but I would say that they have to pay attention to it to some extent. Panini, on the other hand, I don't know if they did or not. I don't know. I
Well,
don't
because
know
if you
how.
think about it, it's like, all right, there's two things you got to pay attention to. How well does my product sell out? Because
Yeah,
that's what affects your bottom line. But
yeah.
then you want to pay attention to the third party market to see, hey, is there anything we can learn from this for future products?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what their fourth Fortnite fake they put out this year. So two from Garbage Pail Kids and two from Wacky Packages. That's four cards they dedicated to Fortnite for some reason in 2024. And I feel like they should be able to pay attention that, hey, this is selling. This is selling on eBay. Like if you look at this, if they're paying attention.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, what's up, Daniel?
Man, it is gonna be crazy, bro. I am very interested to see what happens in general. Like, cause I feel a different way every day. You know what I mean? Some days I'm like, yo, no matter how the product is roll out, Tops has it. They got it down packed. Then other times I'm like, dang, I hope this is like, it's gonna be good either way because we'll get more product, but it could be a little iffy on how it's rolled out or whatever the case may be.
Well, we've only seen references to two brands, and
Mhm,
both those brands are designed to look wacky. One's actually
mhm.
called Wacky Packages, right? So
Yeah.
that's how they're designed to be. I don't think they're going to be looking to do something similar, right?
Yep.
This is like, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be
Otherwise they wouldn't have done this. I don't think.
that wouldn't be wise, and I highly doubt it's gonna be that way at all. Yeah.
I 100% agree that we are starving for a new set,
Mhm.
and love you, sweetie. So we're starving for a new set, and Pokemon gets, like they said, Pokemon gets one every couple months.
Yep.
I would love that for the hobby. Shorter
Of
prints,
of course.
shorter prints, and multiple sets, even two sets a year.
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, one set a year, I'm happy, but even two sets a year would be crazy. It would sell
Bro.
out for them for sure.
So I kinda so this is kinda a odd pairing. Well, it's really not if you think about it. Um, so if you look at the way the 4-inch action figures are released for Fortnite, right? They have
Hmm.
like these, they did like the chapter one combination, they did the chapter two, then they do the solo modes, they do verses, like, so they do a whole bunch of different combinations. And the way they do it reminds me a lot of the way Marvel releases their cards with like these factions. We talk about it all the time. But if Tops leans into like different type of releases that mirror the game, and they don't even have to pay attention to 2023, 2024, they can go back again if they wanted to and mirror what happened in those type of things. I think they could
So
really knock it out the park.
it's funny you say that because we're talking about Garbage Pail Kids and the Wacky Packages. They do that. So like the
Hmm.
Garbage Pail Kids that came out, they do
Yeah.
multiple year. This one was like Kids at Play.
Yep.
right? You know what I mean? So they literally can do sets like that. And Fortnite has so many different like offerings, like you just said. Like even like we're talking about this episode, we want to talk about sweaty skins, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you could easily do that. Like the sweat
Mhm.
skins, competitive skins. You can do like memes. You can do a whole meme skin set
The whole meme scene
or
set, bro.
food fight set, right? You know, there's like a lot of things you can do. Um,
Eh,
yeah, that would be the plan. If they do it like that, that'd be completely different than what Panini's doing, but I'd be okay with it.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's it's to your point, like we have the foundation sets, right? We
yeah.
have those. We have great starter sets, right? Like, and I don't mean starter as in like starting, like coming into the hobby. What I mean is like the start of our story, right? Of collectibles. The
It has
thing,
a strong base
yes,
that
yeah.
proves value for like a
Hmm.
collectible. Like we're not here to push investments, right? We're here
Yeah.
about collecting, but like all collectibles have a value and it makes
Hmm.
them sought after. And it
Yeah.
like creates demand. Um, and we have that set with Panini. Panini did a great job of setting it straight
Yeah.
because without like we have to be honest, they did a good product. They made it like cater to an older audience,
Yep.
right? And they made it like hold value, in my opinion. So we have a good base, like you're saying, good starting
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, it is. And if they leaned into like, obviously we talked about it before too. The strongest faction at this given moment is anything to do with Midas, right? But also on that other side, like you brought up the sweaty skins. Can you imagine global championship comes up? The week before global championship happens, they drop a FNCS product that's what you get. And this product could be whatever. I'm not even talking about what the product could retail for, but you do something along FNCS. So when those kids go through those doors to sit down and to watch this, those 2 days, that product could be the thing. Like it's about people
You
seeing
know
it, like
what?
you said. It's hard, bro.
So here's the thing: we're all so early. I want you all to remember this. We say this all the time. We're all so early, but we're so early, guys, that we can actually affect things. All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to. Let me go bring this up here. I wasn't gonna talk about this because this is like it's like one of those like selfish plugs. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah. All right. If you guys are not in the Discord, get in the Discord. David has been reaching out to Tops, and a
Yeah.
couple people have. All right, a couple people have been reaching out to Tops customer service. You guys got to know that customer service doesn't answer these, and we talked about this in the private, in exclusive a little bit, but I'm
Mhm.
gonna bring it up anyway now. Um, so they said they honestly cannot confirm Fortnite cards for the future.
Mhm.
Although I'm like 99% sure. I think Rob
Yeah.
said he's 85% sure.
85, yeah.
Um, they said that this person, this tech support said they did some digging and they found this topic online and it's our website, right? this, this is where they found it, right? So we're so early that we can actually, I don't say we, I mean, us as
Yeah,
a
the hobby.
hobby can push this the direction we want to, right? And so we know that the FNCS is coming up. And like I
Mhm.
said, I'm not even sure if I can go this year or not.
Yeah,
Remember when we went to the last one? No, the invitational, the one before that,
invitational, yeah.
and we got cards signed. We
Mhm.
started that trend.
He
Me,
did.
you, and Black Ass started that trend. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
There's Epic Games employees at that event, at those tables, paying attention to this kind of stuff, right?
Mhm.
Then we've got other people who saw what we did, and then at the next one, they went and they got cards signed. I'm thinking Bajerno,
Mhm.
anybody else who went who got cards signed.
Mhm.
That's got to spark an idea for them. They're setting these
100%.
booths up for them to sign, right? Now you give them cards. So that has to make its way through. And then
Yep.
if they do more events, what if they do
Yep.
like an exclusive card? Just like PSA's doing for like One Piece, right?
Yep.
They're putting in the exclusive name. What if you go there to the event and like they always give you freebies? What
Yep.
if they start doing trading cards? Trading cards is in. Like
It's in.
everyone is talking about trading cards. So like it's not that far fetched that we can actually push this hobby. Like Bone Stable was saying, be trendsetters. So whatever
Mhm.
you guys want this hobby to be in like 5 to 10 years, we're super early now that we can actually
Yep.
create that trajectory.
Yeah.
It's not that far fetched.
Is and I mean, I'm telling you. So you think about it. It's another one that sparked my mind when JT shared his the collection he had of graded Switch the video games, right? The Switch
Mm-hmm.
ones. The thing the thing that trips me out is everything that Fortnite has released nonchalantly has been picked up and collected. Like, I don't think they had an after the first initial physical copy, I don't think they had crazy plans for it. It was more so let's get product into stores so people could see it, they get the code and they keep it moving, right? But it worked. You get what I mean? And
Yep.
it's like who's the person bringing it back and saying, "Yo, this worked." Like you said, you brought up
Yeah.
third party. Is anybody looking at that? Or is it too much overturn or possible is the team too big to realize what's really going on with everything that they drop, even if it's nonchalant? Like, it seems as though there's a major disconnect, and maybe it goes to what a lot of people have worried about, and I don't worry about this, but I'm just bringing it up for conversation. Is uh is the game digital focused? And I would say no, it's not, because they do the physical. It's just that they don't lean into the physical. They just do it, if that makes sense. So, I mean, like, what do you think about the things that they do that they seem to just get it done and then move on? What do you think about things like that, and where do you see that going?
So like what's interesting is Black Ash here says like the Minty X code was still baffling. Like
Yeah.
someone's gotta notice this stuff,
Like,
right?
literally.
Like it can't just be us. They have to have, I mean, it's a huge tech company.
Yeah.
That's what Epic Games is a tech company. So analytics is at their core. They have the whole item shop and they have them coming in and out. They have to be paying attention to this stuff. The question is, are they focused on the long term of the IP,
There you go.
or are they focused on like revenue right now? And
Hmm.
I don't know, but I feel like they would have to, like if I was running the business, like yes, pay attention to this, but you also want to think about the long term, the 10, the
Hmm.
5, the 10-year process,
Yeah.
right? If for your IP is super important for something like this. Like
Yeah.
talk about Gary V. Gary V's already planning that with his V friends. He's already
Hmm.
thinking 20 years ahead. Because like we're not huge fans of the V friend cards, to be
Yeah.
honest. But he did say something that impressed me. He says like his thing is for this to be what did he say, the Sesame Street in like 20 years,
Hmm.
right? So he's creating these characters and then he's creating a show
Hmm.
and planning it on out. That's how far he's thinking ahead. Like I want to know, are they thinking that far ahead?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like, what we should do is we should go to the Epic Games website, go to the
Hmm.
careers, and we should look up to see if there's any like analytic positions or anything like that, because someone's got to be looking at this data and marketing. Somebody.
It just makes no sense. Like, I even think of, remember I talked to you. We talked privately about this, but I'll bring it up real quick on here. I watched an interview with McFarlane, right? I watched an interview with McFarlane. And he's currently doing the DC series, right? He's doing the DC figures. But originally they were the first, he was the first one to do the figures. He did the first
Mhm.
run of Fortnite figures. His problem is, let's be real, he's 60 years old, right? He's old school, and he couldn't understand, like, okay, so when you go into Target or you go into Walmart, those are the two stores that sell the major toys. There's a boys and then there's a girl section, right? Fortnite dominates on the female
Female
skins,
skins.
right?
Mhm.
So for instance, if you look at the McFarlane line, the ones that slip through the cracks, and that's the way I call it based off of how he was talking, was like Gold Trooper, right? And Gold Trooper, and I think it was like Scully, and it may have been one more, but he's very rigid on it has to make sense. And it didn't make sense to have a female figure in the boys section and not in the girl section. So he couldn't figure that out, right?
The
And
the also
that
thing, real quick,
yeah, go ahead.
the also thing about that that's interesting is everyone in
Hmm.
the world thinks Fortnite is for young boys.
Yeah,
Like if you look at
yeah.
all the memes, like yes, young boys play this game. And when I say young, I
Hmm.
want to say like 7 to 11-year-old boys play Fortnite. Yes. But they don't realize that not only do some girls play it at that age too, but men or
Hmm.
teenagers from 18 to 35 is a huge part of the demographic,
Yep.
right? And so I get the whole toy section thing, and maybe I don't know, maybe that is accurate for
Hmm.
like who's buying the actual action figures. But yeah, but maybe they're not noticing that hey, there's a bigger market here also. Like it's
Hmm.
that's like Fortnite's popular than just the kids.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah,
confusing, but like
yeah.
the data's there.
And it was interesting too, because the one key thing that he said that interested me was he said one thing that relates to everything we're talking about right now. He was like, I can sell that. He was talking at this current moment. He was talking about Batgirl or something like that, right? Don't quote me on
Yep.
the name, but he was talking about the female figure from the DC series, right? And Harley Quinn. He said, I can sell that to collectors, but I can't put it in the boys section. That's so
Mhm.
interesting to me because that is literally what we're going through as a hobby. It's this disconnect, like you just said, where it's like there's collectors in the whole scope of what Fortnite is, and then there's what has been already, and we don't fit realistically neither one of those. It's an anomaly, and the right people, the right minds are going to have to get behind the marketing of Fortnite to even make it make sense.
That's interesting that you went there. So there's this idea that I've been like pondering and going
Mhm.
through. And the fact that you're saying that makes me think. So here, I'm just gonna jump into this real quick,
Yeah,
and because this is kind of related, right?
yeah.
Um, so most of the sweaty skins are female skins, and if what you're saying, right, is that on the outside, like male skins, because Fortnite is like a male dominated game most of the time, right? They're gonna
Mhm.
think that male skins are more important than female. It's gonna sell better. Let's make more of those,
Yeah,
right? But without them knowing that female skins have the most usage and are beloved by more people, is that going to make them even more rare?
right,
I didn't think about that, right? So,
right.
like, less produced, the most popular ones are going to be the least produced.
Yeah.
Besides, like, Bright Bomber and,
Mhm.
like, their, like, classic Cuddle Team Leader and their classic marketed skins, all the
Mhm.
other female sweat skins may be less produced. It's
Yep.
something to think about. You know what we should do? We should go through all the comics
Mhm.
and we should identify like sweat or male versus female skins and how many
Mhm.
was used
Yeah.
on the covers.
Yeah.
Because I feel like comics is male dominated too.
Right. Yeah. Is But you
Mm,
so yeah, so that one's a little bit more interesting because as you know, we follow comics enough, like Catwoman, right?
yeah.
Catwoman has this big niche audience when it comes to comics because, but to your point, the thing is, it's more so her covers more than the story. They get the right artist to make her look
Yep.
the right way,
The right
quote.
way.
You know what I'm getting at. And that's what sells Catwoman, right? But it's really
Yeah.
not the story, maybe here and there, right? But it's
Not to
gonna be
speak for the Catwomen collectors.
right,
It
right,
could be the story, but
right. And based off of what I've seen, right? That's what it seems like. But also on top of that, though, it's gonna be very hard for the right minds that we're talking about to convince people of this. Like the people that do it, they're really gonna have to fight for it. That's behind those doors. And I mean, we know what happened with Donald Mustard,
yeah.
but
I
it's
mean,
gonna have to be
well,
it's gonna have to
let's
be
see that real
convincing.
quick.
Yeah,
Donald Mustard, just so you guys aware, if y'all didn't see the past stuff, because not everybody watches every video,
good
Donald
point.
Mustard did the interview, and Donald Mustard pretty much he explained that how he had to fight for everything that I love about Fortnite, like all these moments, Donald Mustard had to fight the marketing team for.
Yeah.
Like they said, no, we can't do that. It's not going to work. No, we can't do that, and he had to keep fighting for it. So like
Mm-hmm.
John Wick wasn't going to happen without him. He met up with John
Mm-hmm.
Wick, made that happen. Fortnite being cut offline for multiple days, they said
Yeah.
no to that.
Yeah.
That was the biggest news story for the longest time, right?
Yeah.
That was major. Everyone was freaking out. That was Donald Mustard's doing, not the marketing team.
Yeah.
So we,
Yeah.
we had to be clear about that.
Can I highlight one you just sparked a thought in my mind? Isn't it interesting though that do you think in a whole scale aspect they think people don't care as much as we know they do because what they do for the employees should be the way they treat the actual
Hmm.
collectibles. Like, and even if you don't call it collectibles, let's
Wait, wait,
say
wait. That's a good
products.
point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
So no, the reason why they do that, not just the take the employees out of it,
Right.
right? That could just be like, oh, we know we have this awesome IP. We're gonna do this for our employees. Like it's a huge benefit, right? But they also do it for streamers,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they're very meticulous when they do this, and they send them rules on what to share and stuff like that. So they know the impact that
Yeah.
these rare collectibles have and
Mm-hmm.
that people want them. So they already know that's clear. Just saying that out loud
It's
like
interesting.
regains my trust that they have a plan for collectibles and IP and stuff like that. It'd be dumb not to. Otherwise, I mean, they've got Funko Pop, but everyone has Funko Pop, right?
Yeah.
So for them to ignore their trading cards would be dumb. All right, back to the sweats. I want to get through this before, so I don't have this up forever. So I was talking to somebody, and we were looking at the stats for the superhero skins,
Mhm.
and I noticed this huge drop off.
Mhm.
I was like, well, that's strange, right?
Yeah.
I was like, that drop off strange. What was that? And then they reminded me, said that's when they banned the skin from competitive.
Mhm.
So this skin was top 20, not just this one, right?
Mhm.
The other superheroes, top 20,
Yep.
and it got down. So when they banned it from competitive only, it no longer was in the top 20. This
Mhm.
shows you not only how important competitive players or sweaty players are to the usage, but it also told me one thing. It can't just be for every skin,
Mhm.
right? Because not everyone who plays Fortnite is competitive. Most
Right.
aren't. But for this to have that big of a change means that such a high percentage of players that are competitive are using it. That's why it's having that big of an impact. So it also made me realize, okay, you guys know I'm pro sweatskins because I like to use them myself, right? That's the only correlation there. But now I'm realizing here is that potentially, now
Mhm.
don't kill me, guys, but potentially sweaty skins could have higher demand
Mhm.
than storyline skins and marketing skins.
Mhm.
And the reason I'm saying this is because there's a few amount of sweaty skins that all these thousands of players use, and they all use the same one, which means that demand for that particular skin is going to be through the roof.
Mhm.
So let me say that again. People who do not use these skins, that all their demand is going to be spread out through all 2,000 skins. But all the sweaty players is going to be spread out through, let's say, 20 to 25 skins,
Mhm.
meaning that the demand for sweaty skins and the price is going to go through the roof. What do you think? I that's just my theory.
So I get where you're going, and I agree with the impact. Obviously, I know we've talked about this 1,000 times. What I will say is this, and I'll speak for myself specifically, based off the way I look at a skin or a character for this matter now, is across the board. I think sweat skins knock out a specific area. Now, with that being said, if they cross over into other categories, then they are cemented in a whole different world because they do have that
Yep.
following plus the X, Y, and Z, right? Uh I will say that this is the one thing that worries me, not worries me, but make me question sometimes is because there's like a competitive aspect to it. There can be a skin that you use and a skin that you love. The skin that you love don't mean you're gonna wear it because there's a certain cloth of skin that you wear when you play competitive.
Yep.
Now, do those people have the innate connection long term to that skin compared to somebody that just loves the skin? I would say yes. I think they do. We've said that for the longest. I would say though, my point is, I think that if they hit other boxes, that's what separates them. Them having that alone is just like a meme skin having the lovability alone. You got to kind of have a couple different things to really be that true strong skin, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I guess for me, like if you didn't have all, like if they didn't have multiple, let's say categories, like
Yeah.
Aura hits multiple categories. She has notorious category,
Hmm.
sweat skin category, and someone you can just she has enough style that you can just wear it every day. Like someone's like,
Right.
oh, that one's cool. I like that one. I'll get that one. Right? Multiple. But then like if you just say you have just competitive or let's say just marketing like Tomato Head,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? Then if I was to pick that, I would pick me personally, I'd
Right.
focus on just competitive. I think
Hmm.
competitive as its own category beats out somebody that has one category of something else. Now, if
Yeah.
it has multiple categories, that's a different subject. I think they transcend. I agree there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like even I'll go on like a skin like a skin like let's see. Let's go with Siren, right? A skin like Siren.
See, Siren's
The
difficult for me, but let me hear it because
the thing
I'm
is,
not clear on her yet.
yeah, so she's actually ironically Siren's a part of a faction. So that kind of changes things for Siren. Like, she's a part of that secret agent aspect, just like Hush. Hush is also
Yep.
in that category. So is Zadie. So those things kind of secure them for me. So like it's like, okay, these sweat skins have the flair, right? But do they have the longevity comes from the other, in my opinion. Now the outliers in that is like that top row. That top row is truly the outliers. Like Aura, we talked about this off air. She's not getting to 11.6 unless the masses is using her because she's that popular, right? So there's outliers like Aura, Surf Witch, Backlash, Focus. I really would say the top 20 in my opinion. But I do think no matter what the category is, a skin is truly um timeless if it hits multiple categories. That's just my opinion.
No, I think that's fair. I do want to answer JT. Aren't most collectors and casual players not competitive? Some don't even play at all. I'm gonna be when I say this, when what I'm talking about when we talk about collecting, this is the future. I already said in the beginning of this episode, like we're extremely early. So all the
Mhm,
people who are collecting now are already collectors
mhm,
and they know what's about to happen in a couple years. So like
mhm,
seeing the history and they're ready to do it, right? Most of the people who are in that position are not competitive players,
mhm.
right? So it's an unfair like comparison is if you're in your 30s or 40s or 50s or even late 20s, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're Black Ash and like a phenomenon player who's like, I mean, you don't see it that often, right? Most of the competitive players are a little bit younger, maybe
Mhm.
18 to 20 even. Like I know some competitive players out in their 20s.
Yeah.
I know for a fact for all the people that I played with, the competitive players know and are more interested when I talk about the skin names and the cards than the regular casual players. You go, oh, that's cool. But
See, I
they
don't
don't come
know.
back and forth with me. For me, the competitive
Yeah,
ones I
yeah,
play with, they
yeah,
go,
yeah.
oh shoot, did they got an echo skin? That's literally
Mhm.
happened to me. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, on card. Right. But I'll talk to some other ones like, oh, that's cool, like Pokemon cards. That's the more the
Mhm.
reaction I get. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, we're all old. I'm not saying
yeah,
old, but we're not as young as the average competitive player.
yeah.
I'm just saying the competitive players love the game that much more, and I think that they're going to grow to like want to collect these things and buy these things.
Yeah, like I no, and I
Not that
don't.
casuals won't, but
Yeah. I don't disagree with you. I think the interesting aspect though, and the reason why I go by the multiple categories aspect is because I think Fortnite is so cemented in gamers' heads that it kind of has to do like multiple things. Like, so for instance, let's say I think the more important thing in my opinion is not your first card. I think it's your fifth card, because what makes that your fifth card, if that makes sense. Like, so if you're collect like, so if it's like Aura, let's go with Rocks. Let's say Rocks is your fifth card, right? The reason why Rocks is more so important to me to when I think of you is because you wear the skin, but she also was like a part of the battle pass, and then she has this memory connected to it. So it's not just because you use it, it's more so the whole grand scheme of Rocks. And I think that is more important to me than that. Like, it's almost like, okay, if you think about a sport, right? What's your favorite player? Your favorite player could be based off the masses. So you could say, like, let's go with a Tom Brady, a Patrick Mahomes, or you go with basketball, Michael Jordan, if you want to go with Kobe or LeBron. And then it's like, okay, but what's your home team? Like, what team do you support? Those are two different things. It's like the mass appeal, and then it's like what truly sticks to your memories and what you kind of experience. And I think if it hits both of those, so if you're a Chicago Bulls fan, you have the greatest player of all time, and it's your
yeah,
hometown team. So I think that's where it gets interesting, because you're not going anywhere if it hits both of those categories. And that's kind of the way I think of it, if that makes sense.
yeah, it kind of does. I mean, for me, Rocks really the only reason like I like Rocks so much is because I fuck with the skin and I wear her all the time.
Yeah.
And I actually I mess with her a lot because I wear her. No one else
Hmm.
I know wears her.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like one of those
Yeah.
skins like I just like that's kind of like my own.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like that's why it's interesting to me because aura is massively worn. So even if you wear that skin, everybody's wearing that skin.
yeah,
We get it. Gold Trooper, everybody's wearing that skin. But rocks is an interesting one because that's something that sticks out to you and you connect to it as your skin because you don't see other people wearing it. So that makes it different because what if rocks was in series one? How much more aggressive would you be? How much more would you need X, Y, and Z? And that's those type of things that makes it interesting. Because I think a lot of people, I don't know where everybody's gonna fall on their collecting journey. And I think that's why it's interesting when they do hit multiple points.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely gonna be interesting, seeing who comes in to collect. I'm not trying to predict
Hmm.
like what type of person's gonna collect cards. Like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do that. Whether it's gonna be someone who's competitive or not. My whole thesis on this whole thing was like which skins is going to have the highest demand,
Hmm.
and looking at that data is what pointed me to that, and that's kind of why I wanted to share it. But I love all the points.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, that's more so. Mine's was more so just to branch off a topic because
Yeah,
my thing is me personally. I genuinely like when people collect different, right?
yeah,
You
me too. Yeah,
you put in different things together. You got different reasons for those things, and that's why I say it's interesting to me of the why because if I feel like your first initial aspect of coming into the hobby is to get the card that you
yeah.
connect with those.
I think you're
Yeah,
onto something there. Yeah,
yeah.
when you see your card, if your skin that you wear, if I saw aura and the
Mhm.
cracked eyes, like, oh crap, let me go look into this, and then you
Yeah.
get it. But like you said, like your third or fourth, fifth card, that's when it
Mhm.
gets interesting. That's when collecting gets fun because people start to complete sets. So
Yeah.
like, if
Yeah.
you guys, we're gonna get to the Discord here in a little bit to show like pickups, and I
Mhm.
believe somebody completed a Kodo Team Leader set.
It made my heart happy, bro.
So I mean, stuff like that, or like we were talking
Yeah.
about, like how like in series one, there's lots of duos, like the female and male, right?
Mhm.
So like there's different ways to collect and how you want to do that, or like you're completing a certain battle
Secret. Yep.
pass.
Yep.
I think Richard is looking for secret skins and things like
Mhm.
that. So yeah, I agree. That's when you get like that's when you're sucked in fully,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like your favorite skins, what's gonna like pull you in, and then what keeps you in is all that collecting the different ways you can do it. That's
Yeah.
why Tops should release multiple sets a year.
Agreed. Agreed. That's a great reason to. Is there. And I think that to your point, uh if they did something, let's hypothetically speak, let's just break them off into small categories. If they did one set that was storyline and then they did one set that was based off of competitive, you know the understanding of the hobby we would get from that, the response, like
Mhm.
outside of like once it gets outside of the hobby now, like okay, where if this product sits, let's say if it's the storyline, right? Let's say the product sits at $60, right, on eBay. Let's just hypothetically speak. But then the competitive one spikes up to 110 and it stays that way. What does that tell us based off of the other three major series and then reload it? It gives us a different conversation to have because
They would have
that's
to
what
come
Tops
out.
can
I
do.
feel like they would
Yeah.
have to come out like fairly close to each other. Even then, like they'd have to come out at the same time for us to see. That'd be interesting to see if like a competitive
Yeah.
set and like a meme set came out at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I
And
doubt we'll see that, but
yeah, because those are the things that those are major hypotheticals. More than likely 100% is not happening. But I think those are the things that even when a new set comes out, right? The whole response to it, like we talked about it before, depending on what skins, what characters are in there, that can have a trickle effect on the sets that already dropped because if it let's say if the hobby grows and the response and the prices is doing X, Y, and Z, we know how the hobby goes. It's gonna have an effect on those other major series.
facts. Should I jump into the pickups?
Recent, yeah,
Do you have any other news or anything like that?
nope.
Okay, I'm gonna jump into these once I get to 504. I think. Oh yeah, it's right here. I have to be careful when we talk about tops too much because you guys get me so excited that I want to I want to search and buy things, man. Um, Man, I want to get through some of these because Rob was talking about like the way that people collect.
Yeah.
And if you guys are not in the Discord, please come and join. We're almost to 100 members. And what I like about our Discord than like some of the other places that we go to for like Fortnite cards and stuff like that is like Rob kind of said is like you can really see how people collect and
Mhm.
it's diversified. We've got like original art, we've got like fringe, we've got comic, and then you can just see how people are buying and selling and like what they're trying to get and complete. So it's really cool to see. So please join so we can get as big as possible.
Yes.
I think at some point we
Mhm.
want to keep the Discord and the chat and everything like the community that it is. So at some point, we're going to cut off the Discord for premium members and whoever's already in it
Mhm.
to a certain threshold, right? We want to keep it lively and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's an
Yeah.
idea. We're not sure yet. Let us know what y'all think. Do y'all like the small community? What's a good number?
Mhm.
Um, so we want to keep it active, but we also want to like keep it like fun and friendly. So
Yeah.
we'll see. It's in the works. All right. What do you think? A
I
base
mean,
card 10.
can't go wrong with a base card 10, bro. You cannot go wrong, especially a legendary.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Legendary Epic
Epic.
Series 1
Yep.
like is underrated in my opinion.
For
Well, so
sure.
is I mean, there's so much that's underrated, but
Yeah. These are one of
I
the things.
these are one of the things like so when
Yeah.
I'm talking about underrated is like what is severely underpriced
Mhm.
to what it could be, like in terms of multiples. And I feel like legendaries could be that, epics could be that. Like it was very hard to pull a Ghoul Trooper, Skull Trooper.
Mhm.
Same thing with hollows and stuff like that. So like even like Series 3 Ice, like there's
Yeah.
some I
Yeah.
won't get into which ones I think, but there's some really
Series
underpriced
series 2 as well, man. Series 2
Series
as
2 as
well.
well. Like so this is
Matthew
Matthew
Fair.
Fair. I can already tell
Whew.
you these are gonna be tens. I don't even have to see these.
Yeah. Yo,
Master
that
Key
that
Italy.
master that master key is beautiful. Shout out to season 8.
First, I think
Be-
Matthew Fair works at PSA.
Yo,
Yo,
beef
Laser
balls.
Suki.
Oh, that joint is fire.
I was just looking at my Sukis over here. I have a
Yeah.
9, and I need to get her in tag.
Mhm.
Um, I have a PSA 9.
Yeah.
Is like one of my favorites. I haven't worn her in so long. I might have to start
It's a
rocking her
it's a
again.
dope skin. Super dope skin.
It's really good skin. Clash Optichrome.
Sweaty calamity right there.
Sweaty
Yeah.
Calamity. Is that what we're
Yep.
calling her?
That's her name right there. Sweaty
I'm gonna have to
calamity.
start rocking her if you call it that.
Optichrome Hollow PSA 10. Shout out to the Optichromes and the Optichrome collectors out here.
Yeah, JT, that's what I was thinking too. Like, so like we'd have like a cap off number, and
Hmm.
then like I don't know, I haven't looked into it yet, but I do want like if you're inactive for X amount or you're not doing anything, you can kick them. They'll have to
Hmm.
rejoin unless they're premium, they can stay in or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'll think to that, but I think that's a good way to do it. Nicely kick them out, right? Like, hey, feel free to come back as a premium member at some point.
Yeah.
Outcast Series 2.
Dope.
Nice. Cracked Ice 10. JL, did you get this
Uh
yet, JL? So I told him to make sure you check the back because like
oh
sometimes
yeah.
it can
Hmm.
but it did have the barcode.
Yeah.
Um it does look a little worn, but that's great that you were able to find one. Let me know if it came in.
Yeah. Just getting that thing slapped is the hard
Yeah,
thing within itself.
seeing JT slab one, I can't wait
Oh,
to
it
get
was
mine
beautiful,
slabbed.
man. It was beautiful.
All
Philly,
right, there we go. You got a Peely 8.
yo,
Such a
man. Shout out
such a good
to the
skin.
Italy.
Optichromes, man. This is Kari. I
Kari.
don't know, and
Kari
he
going for the set, man.
dude. I sent him my hushes to see if
Yeah.
he could grade them, and he sent those joints back and said, "Nah." Said these ain't it. I guess. So Optichromes may be really really tough guys.
Yeah.
At least Hush is. I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. I want a 10 at some point. I don't know what tag is going to be like on the Optichrome. I haven't.
Right. That might be a sensitive one right there.
I haven't even looked. I don't. I think I'm like the only one who's submitted to tag, so I don't know what they would give
I
it.
thought you submitted an Optichrome. I'm almost
I have
positive.
what I have one
Didn't
in
you?
my pile to submit. I have a
Ah,
hush in there to
yeah,
submit.
yeah. I think that's what
Um,
happened. I think that's what happened.
yeah, I don't think I submitted one yet. I've done Italy, cracked ice. Have I done a hollow? I don't know. We shall see. This was get
Yeah.
hype cards, laser, fish sticks. This is
Yep.
my This is my favorite Frozen card. I
That
want
joint
this,
is so
right?
fire. No, it's actually cold. Can't say fire. No pun intended.
You can't say fire. Warfighter. He got himself a Donald Mustard,
You got a Donald
allegedly.
Mustard. I like that.
Whoop,
Got him
there
a
it
Donald.
is. Like
Yo,
Whoop,
that
there it
close
is has
card,
not
man.
stopped. Like they've
No,
joined the hobby and they've been going
this is
hard.
going straight up, straight up.
Facet holofoil.
Hmm.
Like I'm interested to see like this is pretty diverse. So you went
It
for like
is.
Cloak Star, and then you went for Bullseye Hollow, and then a Facet Hollow. Like that's interesting.
You know, I actually wanted us to do a challenge at some point, right? Like
Hmm.
playing wise, like if we us as a hobby, like the people that be in the chat, like we all take a week and build the best collection that we could get with $500. Like obviously not buying it, but just like
Oh,
you show screenshots and stuff like that. That'd be fun because I would love to see how we would approach it if we had no cards.
all right. Before we finish this, I want to come back to I want to do some kind of competition. So we have a card to give away.
Yeah.
Y'all have been letting us forget. Y'all didn't comment in the comments about
Yes.
that prototype card. Um, Rob's not trying to steal it. Like, look, I think he's gonna pull it out here. We have a prototype screenshot card. Um, Rob and I are not like huge prototype collectors or anything like that, but there's a lot of people who are. And because we did the opening for the prototypes, we were gifted the card. We want to give it away
Yeah.
um, to you guys. I also want to give it away to the people who can't make the lives. We do these very late, so I want to be fair. Um, so I kind of want to do some kind of competition. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Oh yeah.
So
I think that would be dope.
this is what I want to do. All right. So I want you guys, if you guys want to be part of the competition, I want you guys to add at least 3 cards to your collection. Take a screenshot and post it in the Discord under. I created on here under news and alerts. There's a giveaways one. I want you to
Yep.
post your screenshot here. All right. Uh, we'll check back next week, I
Yep.
guess.
Yep.
So what day is that? The 17th. All right, we're gonna do the drawing live. All right. So just go to FortniteCards.com, create an account. It's free. You don't have to do the paid version unless you want to support us. You go to, let's say, Series 1. I don't have Series 3 done yet, but I'm gonna be working on it this week, hopefully. So like if you have a pump and you want to add it to your collection, like whatever, you can be like a 6, be SGC if you like. It can be a hollow. All right. You can put in the price, whatever you spent, hit add card. It's going to add it to your collection. Now, it's right now, it may be a little slow, but it's going to refresh the
Mhm.
page here. You see, go to your collection. See that pump there? Or it might be down here. Right here, SGC6. So just
Mhm.
take a screenshot of your collection and post it in Discord. That simple. That's how we're going to do the competition. I didn't want to forget. I didn't want to
Yeah.
forget.
Yeah. And I like that. I like that doing that because I think
Ooh.
people are gonna really enjoy it once they start using this, especially because you just get to it's just a smoother way to show your collection, build your collection, and see your collection overall.
All right. So that was the shill of the episode. Let's see. Westrom is over here complaining that he didn't get a bullseye. You've got enough, Westrom. You've got enough.
Yo.
Is it illegal to print your own proto cards? Are you talking about ours from THG or are you talking about prototypes?
No, I think he's talking prototypes.
Because we have
But
a card called Proto. Is that what you're
yeah.
talking about? Um, Bro, let me answer some of these questions. Do you think tag applies different standards for sets with known condition?
I don't even think they're there yet.
Like, what do you mean by applies different standards? I don't think there's. I think the standards are going to be set across the board, right? So they already have the standards set for the system. Interesting enough, right? Let me actually have their tag. I'm part of their Discord here too. Push. If you want to look at tag, like I'm trying not to talk about them too much. I just like them, guys. Please don't grade with them unless you want to. Where's announcements? Right here. So if you guys are interested in how they do it, they did a video on YouTube. Visit site.
They ain't paying us for this, bro. Yo,
Oh, they wanted to know.
yeah.
I think they talked about they cross-graded a CGC card, and they talked about it here. Like halfway through the video about how they do it. I think I didn't watch the whole thing, but like if you're interested in like how they grade cards, you can look at it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I said, I don't get anything from them. I was just letting you guys know since you asked. Um, Natron.
Oh shoot. I forgot about this one. I seen it and close it out because I didn't want to spoil it for me.
I was about to
Dang.
say we're about to see some tens, but then I saw this
Yeah.
Arctic Assassin, so I was like, I better check first.
That's a hard one, bro.
That's a
Arctic
hard one,
Assassin.
and that's the
Dang.
10. Yeah, the Paradigm,
That's man.
Vi,
10. Why label?
10, Drift.
Ooh,
So,
look
like,
at
if
the
you guys are new to
drift.
this show, if you're new here, if this isn't like 3, 6 months, 9 months, 2 years, 4 years, these are some crazy cards, all
Yeah,
right?
yeah. This ain't
Just so
nothing
y'all
light.
know. This ain't nothing light. You got Rust Lord. And then, like, this card alone,
Mm-hmm.
2, 3 years ago, went for like 11K.
11K, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
insane. I'm gonna have to
that joint
put
was
fire on that
nuts.
one.
Them cards
More
beautiful, man.
Optichromes.
Uh-huh.
Manic. I see Manic in there. That's dope. Pick of the week. Let's go.
Oblivion.
Crystal Shard Italy. Italy's are super hard. Very
That
hard
drift
to grade.
that drift card, my goodness. That's crazy.
War Friday, he said, is there a prototype section? Yeah, I created one here. There's a prototypes and error card section.
I
I
think
can
he
go
was
through
talking about
that.
for the he's talking about for our
Oh, for the
collectors. Yeah.
for which one? For
For our collected for collecting building the collection.
oh, no, just put it under. I see what you mean. You're talking about for here. So right now, all I have is like the set. But that's not a bad idea.
Mhm.
So, what would you call that? Like a parallel? So, like, if you go
Yeah, I
to
think it'll
add,
be under a parallel, right?
yeah, I can add that if that's something you guys want. So, like, let's say, give me a prototype.
Scout.
In
Oh, he's not
space.
in there. So you would have to,
Oh,
yeah,
so
there you
Jungle
go.
Scouts one though, right?
Yes, yeah, for series one. Yep.
So I can either make them a separate like checklist, which is gonna be really difficult, but
Mhm.
or I can add it as a type.
I think a type will work.
The only way it won't work is with unreleased ones, right?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
So, but I can easily add it as a type. Mm. So, like for instance, like if I did this one right, and like I did a type, you can do multiple types. So let's say base and cracked ice,
Hmm.
right? And then you can add the card. So I could do that. Let me put my collection. I'll show you guys how it pulls up here. Jungle Scout base and cracked ice. So it would say prototype base or whatever if you did both. I don't know how I would do the unreleased ones. So I'll think about it. I'll think about it and let you guys
Yeah,
know. I guess though prototypes have become so big in the community that I have to find out a
yeah.
solution for that. Um, maybe you guys let me know. Do you guys want like its own checklist? I mean, that's a lot
Mm.
of work, but hey, I'm here for you guys. What if what if y'all want?
Hmm.
Um, all
Interesting.
right, Hollow. What am I looking at? Complete Sparkle Specialty completing. Is this a complete sealed Epics Hollow set?
That's kind of dope. That's
That
kind of dope. I'm not gonna
if you
lie.
guys don't know, Italy, when you got the blasters, USA blasters for Series One, you get an epic card in a plastic like this, and it's base. In Italy, it's hollow.
Hmm.
So this is kind of cool. Just like you said, a collect like you have the complete set in
Yes,
foil.
it's dope, bro. I like this a lot.
That's a cool way to collect. I haven't thought about that. That's pretty cool.
I like that. That's dope.
I'm gonna have to like that. That might be my favorite of the week so far.
Yeah,
I
that's
like how
good.
you
That's
did
pretty
that.
dope.
That's dope. JL picked up. I believe this card is called a Galaxy or Galaxia.
Hmm.
I believe. I think that's why he posted it here.
To go,
He's working on
pay
it.
into yeah,
Yeah, he wants it to look like this, but not red.
dope.
Yeah,
There you go.
1967 Ford Galaxy 500.
That's dope. I like it.
I liked what JT's. I know nothing about cars. If this was a Fortnite character, what would it be? That's pretty specific.
Yeah.
Rice with some more cards.
Look at that
Nine,
red line.
and then Nara. All right,
No.
this is one of my favorites of the week too. Like I
Yeah,
can't.
this is
Shout out to
one right here.
Natron. He finished the Care Bear team set, team leader set. Someone
Mhm.
did mention. Did you get? I think Westrum said, did you get Rose team leader? Because that's a team leader too,
Mhm.
just not a bear.
Yeah.
We don't actually know what the whole team leader thing is, really,
Never
right?
got a chance for that one, man.
We never
Nope.
got a chance to answer that. Will we ever get an answer for that? Who knows? Don Mustard ditched us and left us with Charlie Wynn. But this is dope. This is a crazy looking set right here. Um, yeah, that's a crazy looking set, and all gems.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
this is
ask.
that. That's a beautiful picture right there. I'm not gonna lie. That's
Yeah,
a hit.
that's pretty dope. You won't see too many sets like this complete,
Nope.
especially in gems.
Nope.
Yeah, I know you meant it in rarity. He took it very literal, but the name was a matchup, so you got a trade going on. I can see Rice is on threads.
Yep.
All right, this is pretty cool too.
No,
Welcome
this is
to the
dope.
Discord. Uh,
Yes.
I'm not sure who this is. Welcome. They got the
JL.
one of what. Now you have to admit, I know you Garbage Pail Kids isn't your thing, but this is pretty
Oh
dope.
no,
Like you
this
got
is
the jokes.
fire.
This is fire, right?
Yeah,
You
this is
got the
fire.
card, and then you've got the original sketch,
Yeah.
dated and
Yes.
signed. Like this is dope.
So this collector, he messaged me, about the recent pickups, and so I sent him the Discord link. I didn't think he
Hmm.
was about to drop this though. I'm thinking it's gonna be like, I'm thinking it's gonna be a card or two. I didn't think he was about to
Hmm.
drop heat like this. This is dope. This is
This is
super
the
dope.
kind of stuff that I like. I think this is
Yeah,
so dope.
yeah,
Um, yeah, this is really cool. I
mm,
wish I knew the story behind it a little bit more.
yeah.
Like, did this come in with the packs, or did he reach out to buy
I
this?
know, I know.
Like, how hard did you have to work for this?
And how
Uh,
quick were you?
yeah, yeah. How quick were you? Because yeah, first JT goes, "Who are you? And should I be worried?"
I like that.
JT is a big collective of original art, so
Yeah,
I get that comment. I thought that was funny as heck.
Warfighter.
Warfighter with
Woo!
a massive pickup.
This is big, bro.
So I believe the Black Knight was a freebie thrown on top because Warfighter made a huge purchase of a prototype, an unreleased aerial assault trooper, and this makes sense to why you were telling me that it was spelled incorrectly on the website.
He was getting
Warfighter.
prepped.
That makes sense. I've already corrected it, Warfighter, so it's fixed on the website. Just so you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is dope. He's got the aerial assault trooper 7 in his collection. As you can see in the Discord, he changed his picture. I mean, the chat, the YouTube chat, he changed his
Rightfully
picture.
so. Rightfully so.
Very, very, very rare card. So,
Yeah, that's
congrats.
man. Dang. I mean, yeah. For context, maybe some people don't know. Like, this is not even season. This is the inception of it. It was Renegade and Aerial Assault Trooper when it came to the seasonal pass. I guess you would say it wasn't even a battle pass yet.
Yeah, Battle Pass.
Um, Everybody knows Renegade Raider. But this aerial assault trooper is when it comes to rarity and scarcity is right along with the end game and also in the cards when it comes to prototypes as well. So this was a major pickup. Congratulations, bro. And shout out to
Yeah,
Black Ash as well.
it's okay, Warfighter. So like people send me spelling stuff and I appreciate it. Like I literally I appreciate it. If I misspell something on the website or a card's name is wrong, I want to know. So like that's why I have the website issues up here. But I knew I was rebuilding all the checklists, right? So I was putting the like spellings on the back burner because I was having to build out all the checklists all over again anyway.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to get into them. But since Westrum yelled at me, I went in there and I fixed it. So I appreciate you guys for sure. Elite Agent CGC Dirty Dan with the
That's it.
9.
Bro, the CGC slab's really not that bad, bro. It's really not. It's
So
pretty
I saw
clean.
CGC in person,
Mm-hmm.
and the slab itself is actually really nice. I just thought that at least the ones I saw in person, maybe it was just the cards I saw,
Uh-huh.
like the paper looked really
Yeah.
cheap and like the way it was perforated, like the
Mhm.
paper label looked kind of cheap in my opinion.
Yeah.
But this actual slab itself was pretty nice and clear. I actually liked the slab. Um,
Yeah.
that's just nitpicky things for me, and
Yeah.
y'all don't have to listen to me about what I like.
Look at that.
Octichrome Hollow,
Grand Fable.
Rustler. You guys, I feel like community really likes Rustler.
Yeah, they do.
They
They
really
do.
like Wrestler.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they like
For
Wrestler. Here's the prototype in here. So I haven't gone through these too much, but if you guys are here and you want anything added, like I'm all for diversity. Like the Discord is so flexible,
Mhm.
right? So like, there's any topics that deserve its own thing that you want to talk about, just put up here like feature requests, and we'll
Mhm.
add them. I think like the prototypes was a feature request, and I added it. Um, Original art we got in here. I recently added in gaming channels play
Yeah.
Fortnite, and I posted. I started off with a clip, and then
Mhm.
people started posting their own clips.
Yeah.
So use this for clips. Use it to ask people to join parties. If y'all have anything else you guys want added, I'm open to doing it. This is gonna be the first giveaway. Remember, screenshot your thing to
Make sure
win.
y'all do that, yo.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let me see. Did we have anything else
No,
besides
that's
the
good.
giveaway stuff?
Yeah, that's good.
Um, Besides that, I don't think we don't have any verses.
No, not versus this week. Double
No
up next
verses.
week.
We are probably. I know Rob's been super busy.
Mhm.
I feel like a whole bunch of projects about to start up for me, but we're going to try to get some more
Yeah.
exclusive videos out, especially since we can do them live. That's easier for us just to
Makes it
rip
10
off.
times easier.
Makes it 10 times easier. So again, please sign up if you guys want to support us. If not, hey, get a free account and join us on our Friday lives. We appreciate
Yep,
that too.
for
We are
sure.
trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so feel free to share. I think it's going to get kind of crazy when Top releases a set. I know not everyone's believers, but I think it's
Yeah.
going to get crazy when that joint drops.
Yeah.
I really do.
All we can do is wait, bro, right?
All we can do is wait, and then like once the flood comes, like you guys will remember this moment. It's like, dang, do you remember when like Series 2 was like affordable? Remember when
Man.
Series 3 was affordable?
So you remember, you know how like when you find out about something new, right? And you know that like that dopamine hit that you get when you're
Mm-hmm.
like when you searching through all the old stuff and figuring out all the nuanced things. Shout out to the people that's gonna find this down the road and they're just backtracking through all the content from series one, series two, and series three when a new set drops. That's gonna be dope for
Dude,
you.
have you seen how excited we get when they make like fake Fortnite stuff? It's like, dude, I can't help
Yeah,
myself. Whenever I see something new, like even
yeah,
like the DKV cards threw me. Like
yeah.
I know everyone likes these like I mean everyone's like talking about like the Fortnite and stuff like that.
The
But man, I
DKV
feel
though,
DKV
the
still some of my
DKV,
favorites. I might be
hands
sleeping on them.
down.
Now, I think they were printed in China or whatever. We don't know too much about like the card company that made them, stuff like that. So I get that part of it. But damn, if those aren't like the coolest freaking cards, in my
Mhm.
opinion, I love those things.
Yo, David, actually, this is I think about this a lot in a good way. I've said before that I have a lot of collecting left to do. I actually think this is a good topic. I think this is a good
No,
topic
it is a
of
good topic.
what people's plans would be. Because I don't think anybody can be wrong in what they would feel about that. I do think some people will take a break. I do think some people would dip off. And I think some people will be collecting through this as well. I've seen in different sections of hobbies and things like that. I brought up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like where it just had that dry spell, right? Uh it's possibilities of all those things. All those things can happen. So the true question is, what are you gonna do, whether it's positive or
Hmm.
negative?
All right,
And that's the question.
I can answer for me. So for let's say talk about like THG, like for us as like our podcast and for the website and stuff like that, like, I'd keep the website going, but like if they never came out again,
Yeah,
we probably not. Maybe we do once a month, or maybe we'd have
yeah,
to move on and maybe stop doing the podcast or something like that if it never came out.
yeah,
Um, that's only if we ran out of things to talk about. I feel like,
right, right.
but Rob and I can talk for like
Yeah,
ages,
yeah, yeah.
so I'll probably keep collecting forever. I just there's never been something that I've been like an actual like huge fan of, and
Yeah.
as big as Fortnite,
Yeah.
right? So like I'm a diehard fan. I don't know about the
Mhm.
rest of the people who are in it for just investment. Um,
Mhm.
I bought the pass because I liked Fortnite.
Yeah.
Like when I bought my first mega box, it's because I liked Fortnite. Oh, Fortnite cards. Then I saw them. So oh shit, these could be big. So yeah, I thought money. I thought, oh, well, if I collect these, it can make a lot of money in the future. But what made me buy it was that I love Fortnite, and
Yeah.
since then, my love for Fortnite's only grown.
Mhm.
So honestly, I'll be collecting them forever, most
Yeah.
likely. So if there's no more, there's plenty of me that cards out there that I will never be able to own. Like
Yeah.
I won't ever be able to own a PSA 10 Gold Trooper shard, probably.
Mhm.
Maybe not. I definitely won't ever own
But
a Black Knight unless I
well,
pull one.
that's see that, but the key thing you're saying is interesting though, because if the case was that nothing else was to come out,
Maybe I
there's
potentially could. Yeah.
that's a whole different conversation. And I think that's like, I know a lot of people. So I'm not gonna answer this because I think about this a little bit, not just about I think about different ways of collecting a lot. Like I consider my collection connecting points. So like if I have one card, it kind of fits two different aspects of a hobby, or like it's like a vertical then a horizontal. So like if I like, for instance, I finished Lux, right? So I got Lux Crystal Shard. Then I went horizontal with her. So then I got her, Italy, Brazil, all the hollows. The next one I'm gonna do in series one is Omega, and I'm doing one in series two currently. I just want to,
Hmm.
finish some trades and stuff up, and consolidations to make sure I secure those. But it's so many different ways for me to personally collect. But I love this conversation because if this is the case, people will leave for good, which means there will be a dip, a major dip, as time goes on, and might be multiple. And I might be able to upgrade some cards here and there. And you know me, I'm all about upgrading. Like
Yeah.
I'm good with the 9, but if I can get a 10, I'm gonna go for the 10, long as it makes sense. Like it's not something I'm gonna reach for, but if it shows, if I can upgrade, if I can trade into it, yeah. So that's kind of how I think about it. But I have a lot more to say on that. I'm not gonna do that to y'all because it's probably on the super side of nerd on that one. So I'm gonna leave that alone.
I mean, honestly, like for me, is like I never expected Fortnite cards to be this big in my life.
Yeah,
Not like the actual product, but like big for me.
yeah.
And like I've just loved every moment of it, and like I'm hooked. So like I'll be here collecting, even if it's not in the public, right?
Hmm.
Um, I mean, so Daniel said like, oh, we're gonna forget about each other. I've made actual friends.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's
It's
different.
like there's people I probably won't ever forget. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, me and Rob wouldn't even know each other.
yeah. Literally at all.
I was like,
Like,
we went in business together,
yeah,
and so it's like we spend what 2 hours talking to each other every single Friday for like 2 years
yeah,
now,
yeah. Every single Friday, bro.
and like not just 2 hours because we'll after we get off this,
After.
we start talking for like I don't know
Yeah.
2 3 more hours until it's like 2 in the morning. We're talking about like,
Yep.
hey, what can we do to help the community? Hey, what can we do? Well, this would be fun,
Yep.
always come up with ideas and try to plan stuff. So I ain't forgetting nobody, especially Richard,
Yep.
Daniel, JT. JT introduced me to freaking comic art. I will never
Yeah.
forget JT because like some of my favorite things in my collection are cards.
Yeah.
Um, like so, even though I had to let go of one of my favorites, it's like I still keep collecting comic art now for Fortnite that I would never have done
Yeah.
or known about unless we did this podcast for you guys.
This
So like, I
this sound
mean,
like a valedictorian speech, bro. Chill.
dude, I'm telling you, like, the fact you
Yeah.
think that we would forget Daniel, no, no,
Yeah.
I can't forget. This has been fun for me for the last year. So I hopefully they release it, they kill these sets, and we can keep doing this for 5, 10, 20 more years. Who knows?
Yeah. And chill, Richard, because if you ask Dylan, he knows that I think I have weird ways of thinking about building collections and stuff, which I do want to start sharing. I have a lot of different types of sets that I can't do them all, like it's impossible. But I want to share some of those ideas because it's a lot of dope ways to collect Fortnite cards. And I do want to talk about how I collect more. I kind of stay on the quiet side because it takes some time to consolidate and trade into it and stuff like that. But yeah, I have a lot of good conversations on that end, man.
All right, so we can talk that about a little bit what he's talking about here. For like the ways people can collect. this has been on our minds for months, right? Like,
Yeah.
we want to share with you guys like different ways you can collect. Like, some people are going after just the headhunters and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and people have been asking me to make like lists of those things, and that's what's kind of leading to this.
Mhm.
So the free version of this will get you like you can see your whole collection, you can add it, but then like if you want to be able to like collect headhunters, we want to make a collection where here where like it'll automatically sort all your cards so you can see like what you have and things like that. So right now we have like series one and like you have series two,
Yep.
right? And you can see what I have here. Series three, I'm still building, like so I don't have anything in here. Like I have some test stuff, like I have Aura. So out and like once this is like some of this is not all actual. Like
Yeah.
a lot of this is test, but I will be sharing what I have and try to stay transparent. I'm not gonna ask Rob to do that.
Yeah.
But like
Nah.
I will be sharing my stuff in and out as I get it. I'm not nearly as like goal
Yeah.
oriented and
Yeah.
like I don't have like a specific method, so I don't care about sharing. I just buy what I can when I can. So we want to pull out a whole bunch of different like ways to collect here. Rob has given me some like crazy ideas on like how to
Yeah.
collect. That's like
Yeah.
his brainchild right there, like
Yeah.
how to
Yeah.
collect and come up with those things. So we want to come up with those. I think that's how we're gonna do it. We have other things we want to do too, but like I said, if a new set does not come out, there's enough things that we can do to keep us busy for at least another 1 to 2 years,
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, and
which is
it's
a lot.
yeah, like and the reason why I won't show them immediately is because I can truthfully say my favorite thing that I've done so far hobby wise was to show my whole Lux collection at one time, and
Mhm.
that's what I thoroughly enjoy, like building the collection and then presenting it once it's like at least close to done, because the Lux collection is still not done. I still have to get my Brazil base, my Brazil and Italy base graded, and I think and then there's one more reloaded card that I have to get graded. After that, it will be complete in that sense, and then on the luck side, it'll be just upgrading grades as time goes on. But yeah, like I think I enjoy talking about different ways of collecting, especially for new collectors, because I remember how it felt coming in, bro. I remember how it felt coming in because you don't know where to start besides you know what your favorite card is. After that,
Yeah.
everything else is just like, yo, I mean, we'll see what happens. You buy this and then you sell that, and then you kind of find your way. But if we can help people cut the bull crap out, and what we mean by that is we've all made major mistakes or we've all brought something way
Yeah.
too high or things like that. If we can help in any way where you have a sense of
Or
what you want to do,
at
yeah,
least all the information that you can have to make some kind of judgment, right?
yeah, exactly,
Um, I mean, we're not
Ex-
here like to like, hey, this is like how you're gonna make money,
yeah,
but like,
exactly,
hey, like, is this a good price? Like, based on the information we have to buy the card that I want, right?
yeah,
And that's kind of what we're focused on. I mean, there's lots of stuff out there in the hobby to talk about like how to make money off of cards and stuff like
yeah,
that.
and it's another thing of the aspect of you have to understand that a lot of times it is a time to be aggressive and it's a time to be patient, and this is not even talking about finance wise. It's just more so some opportunities that's presented is if you just wait a couple more weeks, if you wait another month or two, it'll look a lot different, and that just comes with time and kind of reps.
I was always so I didn't make this mistake, but I understand it because I saw people doing this. I
Yeah.
You're not the only one, Richard. I saw so many people say, shards out of my range, so I'm just gonna go for this," and then eventually they came to shards anyway, right? But what's interesting enough, I think there's gonna be like a peak, right, where everyone's
Hmm.
chasing shards. Then there's gonna be at a point where like it makes sense to jump onto the base
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like especially epics and legendary. I think we're not there yet because I think shards super rare but still semi affordable, right? But I think
Hmm.
there's gonna be a point where like they get too expensive, but like the base cards have not caught up yet to where like there's about to be a flood of people who can only afford base,
Yeah.
right? So I think that time will eventually come to make that switch, and like I'll be happy to make that switch too. Like I still have gold troop. I haven't sold base cards.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I have all my legendary cards, all my epic cards. I have a whole page. I do with my gold troopers what I used to do
Hmm.
with my aura shards. Like I have
Yep.
a whole page of ghoul, whole page of gold troopers and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is and Kyrie hitting it on the head right here. I mean, you can go look back at my Instagram and see how my collection progressed. I the first two crystal shards that I received was that I purchased was Bunny Brawler and Reflex. And I didn't purchase them. It was a trade. At this time it was with Eduardo. I traded, I think it was like 5 to 8 hollows, series one hollows. I was buying hollows left and right. 5 to 8 series one hollows for my first two series one crystal shards. And knowingly that they were a 7 to 8 condition. Like I knew that. Like it wasn't like he got over me or anything. It was a 7 or 8 condition. That's all I could get into at that time. And as you just keep going, it was like everything was free game till I got Lux, and then that's when the collecting really started. But I had to get Lux first. That was number one. So it was fun, man. Now it's a lot.
Dude,
It's real strategic.
dude, I'm looking. I guess I never looked this far back, but I
Yeah,
typed in eBay. I'm here looking at. I typed in eBay. I went into eBay. You can look at your orders.
yeah,
Like they don't have pictures anymore, but this is from 2020. I'm just
yeah.
like going through the scene, like a Cuddle Team Leader Hollow,
Yep.
$18. Cracked Ice. Which one is this? Catalyst,
Yeah,
$20. Like that's. I mean, that's still a crazy price in my opinion.
yeah, yeah.
Aura Hollow, $11.
Man,
No,
I
this
remember.
this
I
is
remember
crazy. If you
those
just
days, man.
like you can see, look how long ago I was buying Reloaded. All
Hmm.
right, no, that's cool. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go through my purchases and take a look.
Man, man, listen, that progression is crazy. Like even like just starting off hot. That's the best way I can explain it. Like starting off hot, pulling BK hollow in two of his base cards with like let's call it 300 packs. Because I pulled those first two, and then I pulled another base. After that. But man, I remember that. Yo,
Hey,
I
who
remember
was
that.
here for this? All right, let me know if you guys are OGs. Tell me if you remember this. This says refunded. It was anybody here back then? I
Yeah,
know I've
I
talked about
remember
this.
that.
I know I talked about this. Does anybody remember? This was 3 years ago.
Dang, that's
I'll give
crazy.
someone a chance to answer. I want to know if you guys remember this. This
Bro,
is a
that's nuts.
this is a shard pack, right? $600, right? From a USA Mega Box. Oh man, I wonder what was in this pack, man. So while you guys are thinking, I'll just go ahead and tell the story. Dude, I bought this pack off eBay, $600 for Series 1 Cracked Ice cards. Wasn't shipping, wasn't shipping, wasn't shipping. I reached out. I was like, hey, dude, where's my card? Yep. Thank you, JT. They go, oh man, I've looked everywhere. I can't find it. Yeah, the hell right. You listed it for $600. You can't find it? You can't find it?
Yo, that
I
was
mean,
dang, man.
100% Pokey, if you're in here, Pokey, be honest, man. You didn't know I was gonna blow up like this. You didn't know I was gonna have a podcast like this.
Yeah.
100% feedback my ass. He said he couldn't find it. Now, maybe you didn't. I don't know, but
He
come on.
lost it. He lost it in his collection. That's what happened.
Yeah, he lost a $600
he
pack.
he lost it in a penny sleeve and a top loader.
Yeah, all right, come on. $600.
Yo,
That's crazy.
dang, man, that's nuts.
Oh, look at this. Ooh, $700 back then.
I remember
See, I
that one
told you
too.
guys, I was buying this at every price range.
Remember that one too. Dang, bro, this is crazy. That is nuts. That is nuts. Like my favorite one was
I
getting
wish I never saw
Crystal
that.
for
I
Crystal for
forgot about that.
$14. Like man, Crystal for $14 auction, bro. This wasn't a buy it now. This was an auction. I got Crystal for $14. That was crazy.
I still
That
remember all the ores I bought for $25. That
was
was
dang,
that
bro.
that that, that was crazy.
Cracked ice USA, by the way.
Crystal Shard, the Aura Crystal Shard, man. That was.
Dang,
I'm
man,
just kidding.
bro.
So I mean, so for the my collection thing, just so you guys know, you can put cracked ice or crystal shard. So I want you to pay attention here. Look. Oh, I said cracked ice. Oh, that was when. Yeah, my bad. I said
Yeah,
cracked
yeah,
ice. Oh no,
yeah.
that's Italy. That's Italy. That's why. So I did Italy, but like crystal shard here. See, I was doing it. Cracked ice. Cracked ice. Cracked ice. Where's Goo Trooper? Right here. Crystal shard. See, I'm
Yep.
learning.
Yep.
I've been
Yep. You did
trying
it
for
right, bro.
you.
You did it. You
For
did it right,
you.
bro.
I'm
You did
trying
it
to keep
right.
my collection like, correct.
Correct. Yeah, Dill popped up, bro. What's up, man?
Dill's over here sneaking, man. I haven't seen him in a minute.
Dang,
He over
bro,
here
that's crazy.
sneaking on the chat. Dill used to have the funniest comebacks though, to be honest.
He did. He was on it. That was like a bro. That was like a whole different chat, bro. Back then,
It was a whole different
it
chat.
was a whole different chat.
Once it hit 11 or 11:30,
Yep.
it started getting crazy, man. It started getting a little.
Yeah.
Once we started talking about PSA threes, it was all over.
Yo, Dirty Dan was the leader of that. That's
Yeah,
the
Dirty Dan
problem.
was. Yeah, Dirty Dan was a little crazy on those. The PS3 conversation was something else. I still think we
Yeah.
need a T that says
PSA
PSA 3.
3.
Yeah, that past midnight chat.
Dang,
Um,
man.
but now our episodes, get rewatched, guys. So
Yes,
like, it's
yes.
not like it's
I
just
know.
past
It's like,
midnight.
yep.
It could be like 11 a.m. somewhere. People watching this joint, so it's
That's a
not.
fact.
We gotta be a little more careful with
Yeah, I
that.
mean, we pretty much over the next 2 days, we usually double at least
Yeah,
from what no, not even double, triple what we have in the chat. So people definitely watch a couple of days after.
yeah. And if you guys are watching after, we appreciate you guys, especially if you
Yes,
get all the way through it without being in the live chat. We
man.
appreciate you guys. I don't know how you guys listen to it, if it's through like YouTube and you just like put your headphones on or what, but we
Mhm.
appreciate you guys.
Dang, man, that's crazy. Yeah, we appreciate y'all, bro.
Look, we started talking about dirty, and here
Nah,
comes Dan.
he pop up out of nowhere. Nah.
He said, "Let's get dirty." He said, "I'm here for it." He said, "I'm ready."
Yeah.
No,
Oh man,
no, you guys have been great. We're gonna probably call it a little bit early tonight.
that was
I
fun,
got some
man. That
stuff to
was
work
fun.
on. Again, if you want to be part of the competition to win the prototype card, please use the collection and provide feedback in the Discord. If there's any features that are broken, or if you have any feedback, let me know. Over the next few months, I'm gonna be adding things. I'm gonna be working on making it faster and stuff like that. But I want some feedback too. So
Yeah, and
appreciate
whoever
you guys.
and whoever wins, we'll let you pick. Obviously, out of the three, which of the three loading screen cards you would like. I think that's the easiest way to do it, and we'll go from there.
All right, man. I'll catch you guys next time.
Have a good one, yo.